3 wins. What are you hoping for now? Like, what's the go-to hero that you want to see to give you security at this point?
That's a good question, actually. I actually don't know if there's a secure hero for first place. I really think maybe Bolvar, like heroes that can utilize the team play aspect, actually are doing really well here. So Bolvar, maybe Rafam, maybe even a cat. If you can guarantee that you're not going to get last place, you can sneak some wins by stealing other people's compositions. So I do think they both have to perform well, right? So they need good team play, they need good team heroes that they can both grab those top positions.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely the case. But I'm still looking forward to what we get in a lobby with no dragons available. And I'm still waiting for that perfect Khadgar lobby to line up, Collins. Like, I want the all tokens available lobby to appear. Like, are you a Khadgar gamer? Do you drop the Khadgar strap?
It's in my tool house, but I know how risky it is. So they need to give me everything in like a shop. Where here is 2 Khadgars and 2 tokens. I have some fun. I see that, I'll take it. But generally, it's so difficult. And even when you get it, you also have to run the clock because you have so many decisions to make that it gets very difficult.
Yes, and I think particularly with some of the animations that go through and some of the animation skipping techniques not being allowed in competitive play, that makes it even harder as well. But we are now into lobby number 6 of the day, and this is not a great selection for Dummit. I think the days of Edwin Van Cleef are long past, but is he probably still the best pick here in your opinion?
The issue is there's no beast for the Cleef. You would call him Edwin Van Cleef, right? There's no beast, so he's still picking him, probably hoping to make a mech comp or something, maybe get lucky with the elementals still. You can get elementals on really any hero, so we'll see. Good start.
Yeah, strong opening shop. Both of the premium 2/3s, but then, of course, the elemental as well.
I think maybe he's fighting his teammate. Is probably the reason he's doing that. He doesn't know that we're watching him. Giving up the thumbs up. That does remind me, there is a distinct lack of emotes from our players here. Not enough emoting here.
That is a good point. We did see the Happy Cow come out in that top 2 concede, sell your whole board kind of thing. He played it correctly. He sold his whole board and he threw out the Happy Cow. That is the objectively correct way to do it. But outside of that, you're right. We have not been seeing too much emoting between these players.
Yeah, they're not utilizing the mental game of getting in their opponent's head. There's a whole aspect of gameplay that we're not seeing. You can really see they still need to work on some things.
And I believe this is the first time we've been dealing with a Reno so far. Only just occurred
to me. And a patchwork.
And a patchwork, yeah. But Reno in particular, I think, is a hero that a lot of players do favor. So perhaps a little more surprising that we haven't seen him yet so far. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely one of the heroes that, if you are hoping for the Khadgar play, this is one of them that can pull it off in spades. So maybe we might be seeing a little something here in this lobby.
We are in Beast Murlocs as well. They're both active, so maybe this is the one, Collins. We will have to keep an eye on it. But XQN here on the patchwork, of course, recently buffed back up to 55 health. And I don't know about you, Collins, but I'm starting to feel like this nerf on patchwork was never really necessary in the first place. Like, was this, do you think, a little bit of an overreaction, maybe?
I do think that when they initially nerfed patchwork down from 60, it was actually really strong. The consistency in that Light Fang meta, where you could just level to 5, take 10, and then find Light Fang brands organically, was actually very, very strong. So I do think that the first nerf was a little bit justified, but I think after they started introducing a lot of these other heroes that have really been dominating the meta, once Rafam started picking up the steam, the health advantage didn't matter as much.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I've also just realized it does at least help you dominate the mental game you were just talking about, because it appears via our leaderboards you're just automatically in first as Patchwork with 53 health. That's the way to do it. That's the confidence boost that you need.
That's for sure. Alright, looks like he's going for a good buff on the Elemental. I think that Elemental is one of the better units to use the KT hero power on, just because that minion can skill. If you have 4 attack and you start skilling Elementals, it continues on.
Let's see, Millhouse's shop on 6
Ooh.
gold here.
Oh,
Hello.
Okay, yeah, I like this level up.
Yeah.
We've been seeing a lot of people leveling up once they hit the triples on 6 gold just because they don't want 3s, because a lot of times it doesn't give them direction, right? So they'll just take the loss and then go for double 3s. You might even see this player level up again. Probably not, because they don't have the gold for it, but you know, in theory, if they did.
The other thing that makes this level up so clutch is that he's against the Fishu, his partner, this turn. So
That's
Fishu can
very
actually
true.
save him some health this turn as well by underplaying his board.
That's true. This is a perfect turn to fight your opponent. Right before you're about to get nuts, and then you don't have to fight them for the next couple of turns while you smack the other players around a little bit, show them your dominance.
So Spawn of N'Zoth trade here means that actually, now the way these trades have gone down, that Fishu is actually going to take a small loss in this situation. So dream scenario for Rogojin, having taken
I think Fishu
damage.
could afford it to play 1 extra minion if he knew exactly what the board was. Probably has a minion or 2 in his hand, and
Yes.
probably could have played an extra one just to make sure he doesn't take as much damage as he did. But either way, still pretty good damage mitigation from both of them.
Right. It's difficult, right? Because if Rogo's first attack had gone into the spawn, like if his 2/2 had trained right into the spawn, then the dragon would take up a lot more value trades. So maybe he would then lose if he played another minion. It's really hard to work those situations out.
Did
in
not
advance.
hit the gold grubber, which is really what Rogojin was looking for. Hit double gold grubber. He's so far ahead of his competition. Unfortunately, did not hit that.
Did buy 1 pirate this turn, obviously, to get the triple. So he's just going to take the strong arm for some immediate stats.
Oh, he's selling it to level. Oh, interesting. Okay, I
Greed.
didn't see this play at all. But it makes sense considering that he didn't hit the gold grubber. There's no need to commit so far. I probably would have gotten for 2 4s, but knowing that he doesn't hit the gold grubber, you're a lot less likely to be ahead by getting the gold grubber there. So he's giving up on that game plan and just looking for 5s for direction. Maybe he can find Nomi or something.
Right. He's going to take a big hit for it, at least by early game standards. But I know he would have been expecting that. He knew how weak he is this turn with the play that he's making, but now has the opportunity for the payoff. And there's also this free roll that he's been hoarding since before we joined him, which we haven't really been talking about. Obviously,
That's
so
true.
much stronger on Millhouse than it is on the other heroes even.
Okay, so he found the Nomi. That gives him some direction. He could take the... Oh, wait, it doesn't work. I've tried that. He could have taken the Khadgar, but it doesn't give you an extra minion in your hand, unfortunately.
No, no. I really wish that did work, but no, unfortunately not. Anything that's more of a reason to buy Khadgar, I'm on board.
All right, he got a... This is a really good upgrade for his turn. He's on turn... This is not 8 gold, and he's really strong for 8 gold, especially with the Jhin giving him extra value. So he's in a lot better position. I do like the fact that he didn't go for the second 4-drop and waited to get a 5-drop, because now he has a lot better direction to actually find a comp that can win him the lobby. So I like this play from him.
If he'd have hit the gold grubber on the first one, do you think he would have taken the second one as well, just to look for the greed? Yeah, okay.
I think you definitely do that. If you hit that was my plan. If you hit the gold grubber, you go for the second one because you're gonna get the scaling either way, so you're gonna be strong. Unfortunately, didn't get lucky enough in that. Looks like this Jandis has a triple in the shop, but does not want it this time. Probably is gonna wait and see if he can get it next turn and maybe level up as well.
Yeah, these Divine Shields are absolutely going to farm this fight, though. That is a big hit to Patchwork, but he's a big boy. He can take it. It's just 12 damage.
Unfortunately, our Patchwork is now going to not be at the top of the standings anymore.
Come on. That's so unfair. What do you mean?
Alright, he looks like he picked up the triple.
Yikes.
Well, he is playing Jandis, so if he wants to commit, he could either take the Bergurgle or the Murazond and hero power it, and if he takes the Bergurgle, try to force a Murloc comp. If he takes the Murazond, try to force getting a lot of extra value from that. So
That's true. has a decent setup already to be able to. He's pretty flexible with his build right now, so if he's able to Murazon some key
he could
things
roll
from
first
other people,
before he hero powers. Okay, I guess he really wanted that that minion because he could roll and get a 4, potentially.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. The roll didn't end up being better. These are not better than the 4/4 dragon, but it was potentially a play that could have improved his board state.
Yeah, I agree. I think on average the roll first probably would have paid out there, right? Just expecting to see some bigger 4-drop minions in the tavern. So I think I would have liked to have seen it.
If he had one Murloc on the board, I think I would have liked the Bergurgo play instead. But with no Murlocs, it does make sense to not commit like that, especially if you don't know you're going to roll Murlocs or look out to anything.
And this is Show now on the Reno on the other side, who looks like he's trying to set himself up for that big golden brand situation with the Reno, but he's a long way off right now, and he looks pretty weak this fight as well.
It looks like he might. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna lose, unfortunately, for Show. Show really needs a big performance these last couple of rounds so that he can make up for the deficit he's already taken in the first couple of matches.
Yeah, still plenty of health to play with though, but he needs to start hitting big right now. Needs to start hitting those triples into some kind of carry minion that he can drop the hero power on sooner rather than later, I would say.
Okay, so he's leveling, probably going to try to organically hit the brand, probably because he doesn't have any pairs in his hand except for that one that he's holding. But is he gonna take the money here? That's super risky. But he is fighting his teammate. Is probably the reason why he's going for the money.
It's true.
Hoping that they're not strong. They're not too strong, so they can punish him. I think that makes sense. They really have to communicate because this Reno could definitely take a lot of damage. So and Furtis is in first position, knowing that he's taking a lot of damage as well. I mean, he's dealt a lot of damage. So
yeah, I mean, he's in first position. He's Tavern 5, which is going to push extra damage, and he's Kael'thas, who is pretty strong around this point of the game, I would say. So it's definitely danger zone.
Oh,
although okay.
Well, never mind.
That's not that impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, his board is not as strong. If he did play the minion he has in his hand, it'd be a lot more impressive. But yeah, I can see why Show is feeling pretty safe about his board state against this one.
All right, we'll see how well they have engineered this fight, trying to get as close to a tie as possible, of course.
Looks like Show will probably win this round, but I think that's what you want to see. Show winning or barely winning. Oh, unlucky hit for him though. Or lucky, I mean, they're both the same.
Yeah, good and bad fortune are the same when you're playing both sides. A wise man once said. And in fact, it's Fridorus that is going to take a small win here, but you have to say pretty well engineered overall, because it's only about as small a hit as you could expect.
Yeah, unfortunate. You really wanted Show to win. I think Furtis could have taken the damage. Show I don't think can take the damage unless he finds that Reno immediately. So we'll see what he's looking for. There is he could definitely take the Murloc here and try to triple into a direction if he can triple the 3/3s.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing so far this turn is the snap buy on the Sneeds, like just to try and get some additional immediate strength. Do you like that decision?
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary, honestly. I think you really want to be looking for brand here, and going for the win, right? Because you need first and second, right? For these players, they're back in the original tournament structure where first and second is everything. Yeah. So I don't think you can go for the slow upgrades. I think you have to hit the brand. You have to hit Bergurgo Lookout and things like that. So I don't think the Sneeze would be a play that I would make, but I can see him getting worried, him getting a little bit scared, needs to make some type of improvement. He still has a role here. Deciding to go for the thing, and he finds the brand. This is the issue. Oh, the punish. It's so sad to see. It's so sad to see. He needed to hit the brand this turn. I don't know. He might still be alive, and hopefully, he should be strong enough.
He looks alive.
And maybe now he can salvage this board. This is definitely this is what I want to be seeing. See if he can turn the game around from this position. It's all in his hands now.
He might actually need at least a reasonable result from the Sneeds, although the way those last 2 attacks go, yeah, he's now in absolutely fine shape. Those last few attacks were really, really good for Show.
He also takes out the Brutalicious as well, so taking out a huge opponent is really going to be doing it. This might be the start of the climb for our dragon this year.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and let's for sure stay on Show for at least this turn to see how strong he can get with this golden brand. Such a big deal now that he doesn't have to invest gold into making this brand golden. Of course, now the hero power is free.
He needs to hit a lookout or something. Something that can give him a lot of value instantly. That's +6/+6. Oh, no, it's even better. It's +12/+12. If he decides to take the 2/3 as well. Okay. He has one more roll. Ooh, he can get money from the 5/5.
On Prince money. Yep, very nice.
Giving him another roll. Maybe he can find something huge here in the next couple rolls.
What did he just play against? Is there anything high value battle cry to come off this? Doesn't look like it's so valuable.
Well, he has the Selfless. It's something to play.
That's true.
Nothing scares me.
All right, he might still be. It looks like he has a good chance. He just needs to hit a lookout. I think that's the real key. The key position here to hit that lookout. So let's look at. Ooh.
Oh no! Show! Oh, Show!
The dreams. The dreams. Oh, disgusting. Unfortunate.
Absolutely revolting.
Oh, is he gonna? Okay, he should end here. Yeah, he doesn't have the time to play the other elemental. But it's gonna be big enough. Yeah, those guards are going to ruin some dreams again. Unfortunately, this has been a dream ruining stream for poor Show here. Again, he's 1 or 2 turns away from potentially winning the lobby, but just couldn't scale fast enough.
I think there is 0% chance that either of those guards ever died this fight, which means Show was just straight up dead. 0 Toxfins, meaning yet again, I called it out earlier, I'm so surprised at how many of these big guards that we've seen just not getting poisoned so far in this lobby, and that is a guaranteed 18 damage.
18! Oh my! Oh, this is disaster. Oh, what a disaster. It hurts. I feel the pain.
I know. I feel like we really went through the emotional roller coaster with Show there because we followed him the whole time. We saw him hit. We had the big turn with the golden brand.
However, you can see there were some opportunities to improve. He did kind of waste gold picking up the Sneeds. Yeah, taking some extra turns. He lost a turn to hero power the brand by not rolling quick enough, settling for the 2/3 taunt buffer when it didn't really do too much to change this composition in a big way. So you can see there were some areas of improvement that could have been done. Unfortunately for him, not enough, not quick enough, and an unfortunate exit in 2nd place here.
But however, his partner Fritrus is having a much better time right now.
That is true.
This was the comp I was talking about right back in the intro when we were looking at the card nerfs. And I was saying how this kind of default comp with the Poisonous Minions, Selfless Hero, Baron was just too easy to achieve previously, to the point where a lot of players are just calling it the scam comp. And now here we are. This is the first time we've really seen it. Golden Selfless Hero with a whole bunch of Poisonous Minions. Really doesn't matter how small the stats are here.
I actually like the boat over the Gnar here. I don't think the Gnar is going to be able to scale as fast as you want in this current state, where the boat can give you a little bit extra scaling, and also if the boat can hit perfectly, you can scam people just hitting them for 30+ damage if it's the last thing to die. So I think I personally would have picked up the boat here and used that to open up some potential, but we'll see how this turns out for him. The poisons are doing a lot of work here.
Yes, they are. The one thing this is weak to is generally like Death Rattle type stuff, so the big hope here for the Millhouse would have been the Genies, like really dropping something that could get him some value. But if you don't have Death Rattles on your board, if you're just straight up stats, you are basically going to concede to this comp that Fritrus is running right now.
I actually think Fritrus could have one-shot the Millhouse if he picked up the boat instead of the Gnar. I actually think there was a high chance that the boat would have died last, filling the board with pirates and just taking out the opponent there. So
That's a really good point.
Kind of interesting. The decision making, it's kind of a small thing that you don't really think about, but it actually could have changed the game dramatically. If you took out that Millhouse looks to be in the lead right now, excluding the shenanigans from this poison board. If everyone else would probably lose against the Millhouse, so that was a good opportunity to just knock someone that's looking very favorable to win the lobby.
Yeah, that's a really great point. But from Fritteris's perspective there, like, how was he trying to scale from that point? Like, is he just waiting to try and just have a comp appear? Like, how do you really build on the platform?
I think he actually has his comp almost completed.
Okay.
He just needs more poisons. Like, just need more poisons, maybe more selfless. That's why I like the boat, because you can just end the game with that comp right there. Just put the boat in there, have the golden selfless for 3 poisons, and then the boat to scam. Like, you didn't have to do anything else really realistically from that point on. But he was looking for more scaling options, and that's why he took the Gar instead.
So it looks like Fishu has been bouncing his Amalgadons this game. He's hit a golden Amalgadon now, which is massive alongside that brand. But now he is cashing out of the brand already.
I actually think the golden Amalgadon might have been a bait. I think it would have been better for him to just have 2 Amalgadons and have them both have Divine Shield poison. Now, if you look at his board now, you can see he doesn't really have anything. This is one of the issues of Jandis. Before with Purgos, now he's doing with the Amalgadons, where you have one really good minion. Oh, this is a fantastic minion. However, it's weak to poison, right? If the minion dies, well, now you have nothing. He has the same thing where he has one really good Amalgadon. However, if it dies, the rest of his board will not stack up to any other minion that he has. So it looks like he had 2 Amalgadons, found the 3rd one, just went for it, ended up making his board a little bit weaker in the process.
Yep, completely agree. He needed at least like 30 more health on that Amalgadon to be able to get both the value trades on the Gar there with the way that fight was laid out. So he was a long way off getting that done, and now Fishu is
even with 30 more health, it probably still wouldn't have been enough as well, because the Millhouse has all of his minions are pretty powerful, where he only has that one, and even if he was able to take out the Narth, the other minions would clean up for him.
Yep, fair enough. And so XQN here on the Patchwork has made it to the late game situation, which you do expect from Patchwork. They can generally tank things out. And it's kind of funny that you were talking about how strong Patchwork was in the early Lightfang meta. And now here we have, I believe, our first Lightfang of the day actually being picked up from XQN.
He's playing one of my favorite comps.
Really?
The taunt comp, where you taunt everything and just buff him up that way.
Yes. He has a decent menagerie for the Lightfang as well. The fact he has 2 Divine Shields. Obviously, Lightfang is far better at buffing attack right now than it is for health than it was in its original form. So just having the Divine Shields available is a pretty big. But from what we've seen from the rest of the lobby, he is a long way behind Millhouse's power level. Yeah,
he's really going to find out soon enough that you're really going to need some poisons to be able to compete with the players in this lobby.
Yep.
So, unfortunate for him, it's not going to be enough. But let's take a look at the Nosdormu going for a Caligos. I mean, we haven't seen Caligos since a couple lobbies ago. So it's nice to see him.
Since the last time we looked at Silvername, like he's just literally got Caligos every single game.
That's true. Silvername's a big Caligos aficionado, just forcing it every time. I really didn't think he would force it this game too, but. Seems to have a game plan.
So honestly, to me, Collins, this lobby looks like it's going to come down to the Millhouse Giant Elementals versus the Scam Comp from Fritteris.
Yeah, that sounds correct to me.
What can Rogo do as Millhouse to counteract all of those poisons on the other side?
He can get a ghoul. I think that would be the biggest answer. Maybe even 2 ghouls, just to guarantee that you pop the Divine Shields and maybe even free kill the 1/1 poison as well, right? Because you know that he has the 1/1 poisons, maybe even 2. If you get 2 ghouls, you're almost guaranteed to clean out the poison and maybe even free kill one of the poisons. Clean out the Divine Shield, maybe free kill one of the poisons.
Alright, makes sense to me. But as we predicted, XQN got absolutely annihilated by Rogo.
I mean, This comp is nuts.
Yep.
From the Millhouse here.
And down to a top 3, which is Silvername, who we saw on the early stages of a Kalagos build, Friturus on that Scam Poison build, and then Rogo on this enormous Millhouse Elementals board.
Better hire a recruit while you can.
I'm really wondering I'm worried for the Kalthas. I think he has to be a little bit scared, just because if any of those elementals live, they will clean up everything on the board. So you have to kill all of those minions and make sure nothing stays alive. So he's got a harder road ahead of him than you, it seems, even though the scam can do some work.
So now, for Rogo, at what point is it even worth like getting more stats? Like, don't you just always win on stats at this point anyway?
Yes.
Shouldn't you be more worried about tech cards at this point?
Yeah, he should be looking for. I mean, sometimes you can't help it with Millhouse, right? You're just like, I'll just buy them. They technically cost 1 gold if you buy them and sell them, so it's kind of hard to resist the urge of buying all the elementals you see. But technically, right now, he just needs to find a triple for the Selfless and a Baron. And if he can find those 2 pieces, I think he's pretty much locked it up. He can also find another Amalgadon and replace it.
So he picked up a Refreshing Anomaly that turn and a Elemental, which obviously are both free. There's no reason not to buy and sell those, because you get the 2 gold back from them both in unique ways.
Okay. I was a little surprised he was considering buffing the Rag, because the Rag is actually a unit you might be selling
yes, I agree.
immediately. So it was a little weird for me to see him considering buffing that little Rag there.
He gets I believe his first look at Silvername's board in a long while, and should be very
and
happy.
The only thing Millhouse has to do is look. Does he have a poison? No. Okay, I win. Like
yes,
that's the only decision making you have to make there. Do you have a poison? No, I win. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah. Silvername looking suitably impressed with the board state that his opponent has made here. Very nicely done.
Yeah, he's like, well, I had no chance.
Yeah. Honestly, it's one of those games where Silvername has got 3rd, and the reason that he's got 3rd is that he avoided playing Rogo as Millhouse for the longest. Like, that's really the only reason he's ended up here, right?
That's true. I do think, but you can really see the difference. If Fritters bought that key the key boat, like Roger could have died already, and that would have changed the whole lobby immediately. So we'll see if Fritters can salvage it. Oh, he got the triple though, so that's unfortunate.
Triple on Selfless Hero is absolutely insane for Rogo here.
Except mine.
Yeah, whatever. Pick the little Rag. Doesn't really matter.
I'm really interested to. I want to wait until time runs out to see what Fritters has done here, but I really think he's got a hard road ahead of him with triple on the Selfless as well.
Yeah, completely agree. Rogo's even dropping the Murazond here. Not sure what that was necessarily looking for, but I guess he is just doing the efficient thing. It's free in that position, so there's no real reason not to.
Yeah, he's got 13 seconds. He can pull it off. He's got the time.
Yeah. No issue. You never rope out here. What are you worried about?
You ran out of time.
You ran out of time, yeah.
It's not the strongest, but it'll fight hard.
Yeah. Ending what could be the final fight with a free roll and 3 gold left in his hand as well. Like, his potential to get stronger there was very high still.
Ooh, okay. This is a really good board from Fritters as well. Let's see if he can pull it off.
Yep, there's definitely potential here. That the fact that the only real remaining...
both of the Nars got killed.
That's huge.
It's huge.
Yep, I think Fritters has this one locked up from this position, I believe.
Maybe
the 32 attacks now. No, that's so bad.
Because it's golden too, so he gets 2 minions.
Yep.
Yeah. This is what I was scared of here.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought the 32-32 little rag on Fritters' side was going to get more work done, but it's going to be Rogo Jean getting over the line here. 22 damage, knocking Fritters out of this one in 2nd place. But at least for fans of Show and Fritters, that is one of the best results that they have had so far. Another fairly disappointing performance from Show, but at least Fritterus getting some points on the board for his team, Collins.
Yeah, it's nice to see. I was really rooting for Fritters there. I really wanted to see that scam comp do some more scamming, but unfortunately, the issue with that decision is that if one of those elementals survive, they will run through the rest of those minions, and that's what we saw. The genie was too strong and just took out everything else remaining on the board.
Yeah, it's funny how that comp has now lived long enough to become the hero, right? Because I think we were all kind of frustrated with it for the last week or two, and now suddenly it's the underdog comp, and we're rooting for it against the giant elementals. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I did really want to see a big performance there from Fritterus, because if he'd have picked up a first place, maybe that would have put a lot more hope in the minds of himself and Show going into our last two lobbies of the day. Because you can see here they are still a full 10 points behind that crucial second place that they need. They are looking very cast off at the bottom right now.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult for them. They have to. They needed to get first and second this lobby as well. So it's going to be extremely difficult. But for the other remaining three teams, it's looking a lot more hopeful. Everyone can make it in. Dummit and Silver Name are really looking to lead. They have a good buffer, but it's not guaranteed, right? If they slack off in these last two lobbies, they could definitely fall out of favor because the others are right on their neck.
Yeah, a reminder, the goal here is top two. If you finish in the top two positions, you do go through to Sunday, where we play off between the four teams that finish top two, both today and